Again, this is Priscilla Batzel. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Art Studio. This is a 16 by 20 inch canvas that is now dry. It had some Sherwin Williams white satin paint with some dynamic blue mixed into it until I got a color I liked, and I let it dry for a while, and then I intimidated myself. Anyway, so I want to do a sky, and I've got some Posidon with a little bit of diamonds and pearls in. And I'm going to put that at my supposed horizon because I just want a similar color to what's there already. I want it to be light. And I'm going to probably use my spatula. This is Moody Lilac, which I want some of across the top because I'm going to put some other colors up there. This is supposed to be, in my opinion, a moonscape. I shouldn't have dribbled. And I do have to get these colors out of here. I did take the tops off. This is called Morning Light. And I just want enough paint to make my spatula flow across. And I'm expecting to add some other colors as I go along. I've got a Fairy Tales primary element. I think the Moody Lilac is a Prizm pour. And I believe that the Posidon is a primary element. Anyway, so here's my magic slippers that I'm going to put right in there. Not directly on the canvas. And this is some Aubergine, which is a Prizm pour, which is not coming out. I checked all my bottles, but this one's not behaving. Maybe I'm not... Whoop. Okay, well, we've got some down there too. Now the Aubergine is going to be joined with some Midnight Shadow and some Indigo Violet, but I'm also going to put some lighter colors up there to help it move around. This is the Indigo Violet. I may be overdosing myself with paint already. It's not beyond the shadow of a doubt. This is the Midnight Shadow. And I'm trying to go light. I've got Plum Blossom, which is a primary element. And I've got some vivid enamel, I've got some vivid intense white mixed with Floetrol that I'm thinking I'm just going to use for the potential for clouds. I've also got some Frosted, which is a Prizm pour, mixed with a little bit of the vivid intense magenta and some ultramarine blue and some dioxazine violet. And now I'm going to just play with getting these colors to behave. I'm going to try first to move my horizon line down. I'm going to be sorry that I left that Aubergine or let it escape. It's more like sunset twilight than it is a moonscape at this point. Plus I had a little round foam brush that I coated the tip with, the end with something to seal it up so I could use it as a round stamp for my moon. I'm going to take the paint that you can see on my spatula. I'm going to put it right over the top right now while I can. And I have it because I can always gather more paint. But right now I just want to add something to the top. So it's more covered than it usually is. And I suppose it doesn't matter if I had a few blue, pale blue stripes up there. It wouldn't be a big deal. Kind of like the idea of them showing through anyway. Take the rest of it, put it on that edge. I'm going to probably have to hit that with my finger to blend it in, because notoriously a dark color on a light canvas is going to show through. I think I'm going to give myself permission to bring it down. And I'm going to swivel it around and bring it back. There we go. I have enough paint on my on my edge to make it a reasonable. So a very light touch, not sure if you can see that or not, often works very well to blend the paint. And I'm trying to do it now so I don't have to try and do it later. But I'm afraid I'm going to run out of time for what I want to do. So I better get a move on. Just dip my fingernail into that. I'm trying to get rid of that blue in there. I'm not sure why I'm trying so hard because I really liked it. I just don't want to see canvas. That's my issue. And I'd like to be able to just wrap it around so it looks a lot more organic. And there, I undid everything that I did across the top. Darn. And depending on how much time I've got left, I've got 9 minutes plus the time that the timer will come up. I'm tempted to put some more paint across the horizon, but since I've got 9 minutes left, I'm not as worried about it as I was before I checked the timer. My camera shuts off at 20 minutes, in case you ever want to know. I get asked that constantly. It's a thing about the imported camera, tax on imported cameras that record longer than 20 minutes, so they make sure that it doesn't record longer than 20 minutes, basically. Alright, so I'm going to put some more Posidon down in the center, at the horizon rather, and I'm going to use some of this. What am I going to use? Maybe I'm not going to use anything. I desperately want to see what it would look like if I put clouds in there, and I think for that I want to have some. Wow, I thought that was open. It is now. Whatever you are, paint chip, you can go away now. I'm going to use some of the paint that I had on my spatula already to make an attempt. Make sure there's nothing in there. That looks like something. Yes, I got it. So I guess we're going to start over there. Maybe I'll just do the sky half now. I want to make them a little bit rough. I like that. I'm going to do some more of that. I don't know how it will show up. I have no idea. But I'm usually pretty happy with the way the spatula works. We'll see if I continue to feel that way. I kind of feel like if I put them all the way to the edge, I might save myself some trouble. I'm kind of feeling like putting some a pink stripe across. I can still put a moon in that sky. My paint is beginning to set up a little bit, so I'm going to put a little bit more on for one more cloud, and then I'm going to try and move along. I'll be very curious to see how this works. I'm going to need some more. And I can feel this paint chips built up between my fingers. I'm about to start using gloves, in case you ever wondered. Just for grins, let's put a little bit on the canvas and see what happens. You get a whiter white. Okay, so that's it for now for that. And my moon is going to have to come at some other point in time. And I'm going to get most of my bottles that are in the way out and get ready to do something with the bottom half, which shouldn't be that hard. I kind of want to put that back. I cannot use all these leftovers because there are far too many of them. But what I can do is add some paint to them. That's Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold. This is Primary Elements from the Fairy Tales collection. This is Frog Prince. And I have another primary element called Nebula Star, which is a gorgeous deep turquoise I've been chomping at the bit to use. And I want another one of the primary elements from the Fairy Tales collection, which is called Burmese Red. Now I'm going to try, oh, you know what? I'm going to put some deep amethyst in there also. And what else have I got? Yeah, can't stop me now. Alexandrite from the Fairy Tales collection. I know I'm going to want more Frog Prince, but I'm going to give it some Fandango, which is pretty similar. Now, I'm going to take that spatula and put it in the bucket. Take that paint chip, try and get the ones out from underneath my fingers. I see I have a little something I need to motivate to move. Somewhere here I have a straw. I see I have a speck in my sky too. Need to keep those tweezers handy. Specks could definitely be paint chips at any given point in time. I'd like to get them while the paint is still moist, or it will leave a mark. Okay, so this is a deep dish of paint, and I like the colors on the top, but it's covering a whole lot of house paint, bloom paint. I didn't realize there was going to be snow in this picture, but that could change. That's why I should have put some black in. I was thinking about it. So I've got some black house paint. I'm nervous. Just to help things flow. And if I don't like the way this is looking, and I'm a little dubious about all that white, it wouldn't be that hard to just put some colors on top of the colors that I have and swipe through them, which is becoming a very real possibility. So I've used up most of the colors in my dish, and that gives me the opportunity to add more if I want to, or not. And I think I'm going to give it a miss. And just add colors right onto the canvas. So give me a moment to put the top back on. Save my colors because they're still very useful. And I'm going to grab my Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold. Deep amethyst and the Burmese red. Fandango. I am doing this kind of willy-nilly. Fandango's a Prizm pour. This is Wintergreen, another Prizm pour. Royal Sapphire, which is something I usually like. It occurs to me I haven't put any of the gold down. Mayan gold. Just trying to hit all the gaps I've got. Alright, I've got a few minutes. When the timer goes off, I'll have 1 minute left. I'm wondering what I should do. I'm thinking a little more amethyst. I'm definitely contemplating just grabbing a spatula. And using some black. Australian Floetrol and Amsterdam black. And I've got some boom gel. And it is pearlescent teal. And I've got some more boom gel, which is pearlescent violet. And I guess for good measure, I'm going to go ahead and give myself permission to use some of the Fandango. Even though it's not a cell activator, it will still activate. So I'm going to try and be patient while that sets up and use my residuals on my edges and my bottom. I should have left no more negative space. I wanted to put some trees in this too. I think it might be really cool. I'm just not sure we have enough time to watch the whole thing react. And I'm cheating. I'm using my finger to help me add some paint on the bottom. I kind of like that, actually. Although I don't actually want to bring up any more of that white. Trying to break the surface tension. I'm going to use a little bit more of my... I do like that. So I'll try and turn it around for you after I grab as much paint as I can possibly manage. I'm going to bring that right up on the edge. So I just want my edge to be covered. Or it could be a reflection from the sky, I suppose. I wanted to put some trees in, but I really don't have enough time. And it's definitely becoming very cool. And I like it. So I won't promise it'll be identical to this, but I will put a thumbnail. Got paint on my fingers. I'm going to try and get a shimmer on for you. And that Australian Floetrol will continue to pop cells and more colors will show through as we go. I like that sky a lot. And I think trees would be great in there, honestly. So I love you guys. Please give me a thumbs up when you share my videos and leave me a comment. You help me out. My email address is easpb and the word gallery spelled out at gmail.com. I sell my artwork and I give lessons at the house in Spring Hill, Florida. My Amazon link is below. Show more near the 20% off Colourarte coupon code and the 10% off Pixel Paint Designs coupon code, which will get you Australian Floetrol, by the way. Thank you for your wonderful comments and your kind words. They keep my morale boosted. Check my community board for tomorrow's video. It should be 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you guys. You inspire the heck out of me always. If you check my link tree, you'll find all kinds of websites and Facebook groups and